Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Brittany coming to you live from the Seniors Blue Book. And as you can see, I am joined by some amazing professionals. So everybody say hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Everybody.
So besides this being fun and us being able to interact with each other, we wanted to go live on Facebook and be able to kind of open up some discussion and hopefully help one another at the community level because every day or every hour things could be changing, of course. But let's go around and Shannon, we'll start with you and introduce yourself. Oh.
All right, we're on. Can you hear us?
Oh, wait, we're live on Facebook. Here we go. So Jan, we just have audio for you, but no video.
Right.
Sounds like a robot. All right, so I'm gonna actually mute her for the moment. And then hopefully if they can hear me, Jan, your Wi-Fi their connection's not working. So let's jump over to Shannon. Tell us your name and your position and what community you're at.
Hi, I'm Shannon Enlow. I'm the Executive Director at Inspired Living Lakewood Ranch.
All right, Chris.
Hi, my name is Chris Channa, and I'm the founder and CEO of Chelsea Place Senior Care, and we provide home care, senior daycare, and assisted living services in Charlotte County.
All right. Lee? Oh, your audio is muted.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah.
I tried to do it. It doesn't have audio on this computer. Hi, I'm Lee Paradise, Senior Relations Director at Community Relations Director at Angel Senior Living in Sarasota.
Awesome. Alicia?
Hi, Alicia Green. I am the Sales Director here at Elmcroft Bella Vita in Florida, Assisted Living Community.
Beyonce.
Awesome. And Noelle?
Hi, I'm Noelle Aponte. I am the Director of Sales and Marketing at Lexington Manor in Port Charlotte.
Awesome. And let me try to go back to, hey, Jan, can you hear me okay? All right, we're having a little bit of trouble with their Wi-Fi. Okay, so
I still feel like you're reporting live from like the Bahamas or something.
you know, I am. I have my sunscreen on.
I'm jealous.
All right. Oh, I'm trying to, as I'm learning how to do this, and please forgive me. Ladies, can you hear me okay from the Windsor?
Yes.
Awesome. So we have Jan and Dana from over at the Windsor at Lakewood Ranch. Awesome. They're having like the best time ever out there together. So we're gonna definitely do more of these calls, but I was grateful that you could all join me. I know you're all super busy and there's a lot going on. So I kind of wanted to go around and I guess I'll just kind of ask random people some questions. I think that's probably the best format right now. And so let's talk a little bit about boosting staff morale in a community. Hey, Alicia, do you mind, since you and Susie are fun individuals, would you mind sharing with us a little bit about how you guys are boosting the staff morale?
Yeah. Sure. So what we're doing here at Vita is different ways to get our residents involved, but not in a group of more than 3. So with 107 folks that live here with us, we also have an atrium, and actually later this afternoon we're having a paper airplane contest where the folks in that particular building are going to throw their paper airplanes through. The morale of the residents was residents you asked me about, right, and how we're kind of keeping them engaged. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to just let them know that it's real. We're all in this together, and we're here for them.
Absolutely. Awesome. Noelle, let's go over to you. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in your community with the staff morale and the residents.
So, the staff is definitely pitching in and doing an amazing job. Obviously, it's a different world right now. We are having to serve the residents all their meals in their apartments, try to keep them kind of happy, but at least 6 feet apart. So things have definitely changed in a big way, as I'm sure it has for everybody else, but we're trying to keep the residents happy, think of those neat things that we can do. We've been trying to even go room to room every afternoon with activities, you know, coloring books, puzzles, things that we can give them in their apartments, door bingos, you know, pet therapy where we're walking the pet around the building so that they can see the pet around outside their window. Then as far as the staff goes, we're trying to think of little things we can do for them. So we just bought them all, the entire staff, like big canvas tote bags. We're gonna, you know, personalize them with their names. We're getting them staff t-shirts. We're about to shoot a really cool video that I think will be a lot of fun for us to do. So we're trying to keep it fun and light, you know, at a time where people are a little nervous. I think that's what we have to do.
Absolutely. Those are all great ideas. I just had like a vision. Alicia, you have to take a video of the paper plane idea, because your building, when you walk in, it's all, if you haven't been to Elmcroft, Bella Vita, you walk in, it's all open and you can see like the whole inside and the floors. So them throwing airplanes would be a great shot.
Yeah, I figured that would be fun. And we're also doing a traveling happy hour. So that's a lot of fun
That's
too.
cool.
Ooh, take notes, everybody.
Yeah.
So let me try. So Chris, how about you? I know you've got the daycare, you've got the smaller assisted living and in-home care. Talk a little bit about what you're doing with your staff to kind of keep their spirits high.
You know, I think you know, it's a hard time for everyone. You know, obviously, but I think, you know, one of the things that we're trying to do for everyone is make. You know, I think what's been really cool is, you know, when this all came down originally, I think everyone's you know, their initial fears or panics, you know, it was like trying to find that time to, you know, gather items for their home, whether that be just, you know, the essentials, you know, as far as food, meats, things like that, because they're busy taking care of people, and by the time maybe they're going to the grocery store, there's nothing left. So I think, you know, really one of the things for us was trying to find ways to provide like some support. So if it was like, you know, maybe, you know, purchasing items like up in Sarasota where we had, you know, chicken breasts and we had, you know, meats and things like that. You know, if we had those things available, you know, just being able to, like, you know, help support everyone and you know, kind of share whatever supplies from within that we might have. We made care packages for all of our staff. So we made like a care package with like a mask in it, and then we had taken some soap and made, you know, little bottles of soap and some hand sanitizer. Give everyone like a little bottle of hand sanitizer. So we were trying to source a bunch of items and then create like little care packages that were like a little safety kit that everyone could have to kind of provide some reassurance. And I felt like once we got that foundation kind of set, now we're trying to focus on like the fun stuff. You know, we were kind of trying to source all the necessities and the foundation, and now we're kind of shifting gears and trying to focus on, okay, the fun stuff, the lighter stuff, the stuff that's more positive, you know, so we're just kind of maybe help ensure the stuff that might provide security. So
Absolutely. That's a great plan. I love the necessity and then building on that. I mean, you guys are known for having a lot of fun, and you guys have great videos going on with the adult daycare. So I knew if I asked you, you would have some positive, you know, some good input. Shannon, we did a video yesterday, and Odin for pet therapy was in that. So let's talk a little bit about, let's touch on that a little bit about pet therapy and how much he's been helping if people didn't catch the video from yesterday.
Yeah, so Odin, my Siberian Husky, comes to work with me every day, and he's been even more essential with keeping the residents' spirits up. And we're doing I'm sure like most people, we're doing visitations through a window so that people can see their family member and talk over the phone. And the interesting part is today we had two families that came in to do that and requested Odin to come out and give them therapy as well. So it's just crazy how animals will impact the morale of not only, you know, the residents, staff, and family members.
Totally. Absolutely. So I've seen, like, and I saw some great pictures on your guys' Facebook of residents talking to their families. They're on the phone and the family's outside the window. Has anybody else had any other creative ways of, you know, connecting your residents with their families?
So our company actually gave us the Facebook portals here. So we've got that set up and activities. Myself, the Susie, the executive director, We're all keeping in touch with family members via the portal. Absolutely hysterical. I am going to start taking some pictures of their reactions because they can't believe they're, where am I supposed to, where is she? Who wait, you're there? So, it's just adorable. So that we're trying to keep that open communication with them that way.
I know we also did we had our live musicians, and we played them on the, we actually had them play live. They videotaped themselves, in their home environment, wherever their equipment was. And we broadcasted that into our ALF through YouTube Live.
That's a great idea.
Cool. And because they were familiar with these musicians and they look forward to those specific people, even if it wasn't right there, it was kind of cool to be able to they could still connect with each other. And so we upped that up a little bit in our ALF because of the fact that it's just such a different world right now in that environment. So
I think that's people are so used to seeing entertainers in your guys' communities. I know when I worked in one, I think we had at least 2 or 3 a week, and it was always happy hour as well. But that's a great idea to be able to have your entertainers do a live concert for them and have small groups that can watch that or set up portals or whatever you need to do. That's awesome.
Sure.
Hey, Jan and Dana, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yay, there you are. How are you guys? How are you ladies?
Good.
You got big smiles, so that's good. How is the wind? How is the Windsor keeping?
They had happy hour.
Yeah, exactly. Next time we'll do 5 o'clock professional happy hour.
Yeah.
Hey, Jan and Dana, how is the Windsor? How are you guys keeping the staff and the resident morale boosted?
How do we talk? You can't hear us. You can't hear us.
Yes.
There's no audio.
I'm gonna have to do a 101 after this.
Everybody's happy.
Yeah, you guys showing them some good love. How are you guys conducting? Are you doing any activities, like small group activities, or?
Yes. Put it on video. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Lots.
The answer is yes. That's awesome.
Yes.
All right. So how about with meals? Because I know before I love you ladies, but I gotta mute you because you're giggling. Okay, so how about with meals, in the communities? How are you guys handling that? I know some people have chosen to deliver meals. Some people are doing 2 sittings and spreading residents out. Do you guys want to kind of talk about your ideas there?
The CDC, as far as I know, the company that I work for, they, I think they're following those guidelines, and everything has to be on disposable. I don't know if maybe I'm wrong, so maybe you guys can help me out there, but everything that we serve our residents is in their apartments, and it goes out in the clamshell styrofoam. So everything is disposable at the end of the meal shift.
Okay. Shannon?
So we've had a little bit different of a directive from our community support center, and we're blessed to have a very large dining space. So we are able to still continue to go into the dining room and just space apart the tables. And, for good or bad, at the census that we're at, we're able to accommodate still our all-day dining and keep our residents at a safe, distance from each other. One of the other things, just touching on employee morale, with dining is we've just, and maybe some other communities are already doing this, but we started giving away free meals to our staff because, we really recognize the struggle they're having, when they have their families at home all day. I don't have kids, but I hear that they eat all day long if they're at home. So, we're just trying to help the staff and in any way offset that expense.
Absolutely. So does anybody want to touch on, are you accepting new residents or kind of what that, I know there's certain guidelines I'm sure that are set, but does anybody want to touch on that or share if they are or are not able to accept new residents at this time?
So I'm never at a loss for words. We are accepting new residents. What we are doing is we're sending up the information to our community support center in Tampa. Our corporate nurse is looking it over, making sure it's acceptable. They go through the screening process here of getting getting their temperature taken and all the necessary questions to be answered correctly to ensure they're not at risk, putting other residents at risk on the move-in. So the challenge becomes getting their items here. And we just had our first move-in yesterday where the family literally had to drop their loved one at the door. And so we were lucky to have a great maintenance staff here. They went to the person's home, pulled out the items that she wanted to be brought here, and they sanitized it before they put it on the truck, and then they sanitized it once again before they brought it into the community. But the challenge becomes, of course, nobody's walking in here with full cognition. So she was very upset. And you think about it, typically the family would stay and help set up the room and have meals with them. So we really just had to envelop her and take her on as really one of our moms here and help her through this process. So it really has a ripple effect.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the hardest part too. Sometimes is because like a lot of folks may not, they may not remember why they can't do their normal routine. And so I think that's the hardest part too, because our residents and really probably in any facility are so used to a kind of a specific routine. I know like in our facility, if we're late on dinner, 10 minutes, everyone's freaking out. Like, what's going on? Like, we messed up the schedule. So to think that they're just as much as all of our own routines have gotten just completely discombobulated, for that, the effect on them is so much greater and amplified. I feel like that, it's like, it's hard to almost even see them have to, when you have to explain these things, that, like, instead of it being like an encouraging thing, like, hey, we're going to go out and do this today. It's like, this is why we have to do this. And you're always kind of explaining, you're trying to find the positive, but in their minds, they may not understand it entirely, or may not grasp the full understanding of it. So
that's a good point.
So it's like trying to, how you keep everyone distracted and having fun still,
I think too, like if you have assisted living and memory care, I'm sure there's different, because in memory care, you can't necessarily, communicate to have somebody stay in their room. I mean, you can put signs up, you can try to think of all these things, but that's just a natural part of memory care, right?
Right.
Yeah. Ladies from the Windsor, is your audio working okay?
No. We can hear you.
We can hear you as well.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the Reflections property and the memory side of things, like how you guys are handling the residents in memory care?
You can hear me?
Kind of.
Yes.
A little bit. Right now I can.
Okay, good. Well, I'll talk. What we are keeping our residents in their apartments, but leaving the doors open, even throughout the day, so that our care staff can check on them and can engage in, small activities with them. We've got a whole bunch of different books that our home office has sent down to us to keep them engaged in different activities, like new and different activities, one-on-one. So that's a bit of a challenge, of course, but it is what it is. And they're actually eating in their rooms, so that's certainly more of a burden on the care staff too. But basically kind of keeping them in their apartments, but not isolated. Right.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense, Britt?
Yeah. What about you, Shannon? I know you guys offer memory care at your community.
So again, we're a little liberalized on that through our directive. So we are continuing to have basically activities as normal. The residents are getting monitored every day for their temperatures, signs and symptoms. So we're trying to manage it on a clinical end that way. We have implemented nap time. So we want to make sure our residents are getting that much needed rest, because as we all know, with memory care residents, they will just walk themselves till they're still at some point. So we're really trying to help them get that nap if they need it throughout the day. It's hard because we're used to having the large group activities in memory care and really trying to divide those out with our activities professionals to have them in two separate areas to give them that space. It's a much bigger challenge in memory care, obviously, because they don't know what's happening.
Do you think we could implement nap time for everybody? All of us even.
I love it.
Alicia, did you want to add something? I think I saw you waving.
No, I love the nap time thing,
Oh.
but I also want to just sign me up for that. But can communities out there, are you all wearing masks within your community?
Yes.
Yeah. I know for us, like, and it's been difficult to source it, and for a while we were trying to have our team, like, reuse their mask, which was kind of like this, like, you're like, I did that once. I'm like, wow, okay, I can't. How can you expect them to continue doing this? We were fortunate enough, and if you guys need this, I'm sure the folks that we met with would be they're willing to help out. They're trying to make more, but we did connect with 2 different people locally that actually made our team all cloth masks. So, so if that's something that you guys would want to put an order in, they keep asking us, like, hey, is there anyone that you guys know that might need these? So I don't know. It's these sweet ladies out there that are just trying to help out. So I don't know, like, at what level of production they can make these masks.
Yeah.
But
I'll take 10,000.
If you guys need some, please let me know, and I'll see if I can get some of those to you guys too. So.
Can we request colors or?
Yeah, it's funny. She asked me that. I actually got my Miami Heat. Well, I was trying to find a Florida team of some sort, but she gave me a Miami Heat one. But she had some 49ers one, and then one of our other girls got like a flower pattern and stuff. So.
Oh, that's
Cute.
cool. Very.
I think it's like amongst everything that's happening, like I think it's really cool that everybody's kind of coming together, and like there's volunteers doing that. I mean, people are just really, and that's the only thing you can hope for is keeping the hope that people are really helping one another, and that's why kind of the purpose of wanting to have this call to help.
And it was crazy too, because these lovely ladies, like, they didn't want to take anything. Like, we gave one lady a bottle of hand sanitizer, and it was like gold to her. We gave the other one I think a Lysol spray, and it was like, that was worth more than anything else.
That is gold right now. Like, that is worth.
Everyone's bartering, so it was a cool experience though, and just seeing people really take the time and effort to, like, go source how it should be made, and just all the things that went into it. I was really, it's like, wow, this world really, there's some good people in this world. There's hope, and so it was really refreshing.
What's something, like, right now in your guys' own personal lives that's really helping you kind of get through this?
Vodka.
Well, that was a fast answer.
Is that from the Windsor?
I'm not sure what time happy hour started, but I know, like, for me, like, it's really simple. Like, I love the memes, like all of the really funny memes. There's like so many that are happening every day that I keep saving because I want to keep an album of them, like, once this is over.
Yeah, that's true.
What about you, Shannon? Is it Odin?
Oh, definitely Odin.
Noelle, what's getting you through? I know you're at home with your kiddos, right? Oh, I don't know if she can hear me.
We'll stay together.
All right.
Noelle, can you hear me? Oh, I think she's paused. All right, what about you, Alicia? Or did you say vodka, or was it the Windsor ladies? It was you.
Well, listen, this is what happened. This is what happened to me is that I have family from out of state, and they were out of school, and my mother's a caregiver. So I said, "Come on down." So now they can't leave. So I have my mother, a niece, and their 2 dogs, 3 dogs at my house. So I'm working till 8, 9 o'clock at night.
Wow.
But yeah, no. The beach, they took that away, so we went on the boat, and just being outside the fresh air. It's really my kind of.
Have any of you guys struggled? Because I know, like, Chelsea, we have our newborn now, Liam, who's like 10 months old. So I know, like my wife, she's struggled a little bit. Just and I know she's like, talking to some. Like, it depends on like who you plug into, like, and who's that source of information. But I know it's not, sometimes trying to explain, how, like, the safety precautions that you're taking, so that when you go home, like your family feels comfortable knowing that, like, you've taken certain safety precautions, and and stuff like that. So I don't know if you guys have experienced any trouble with that at all, but I know that was something I'm having to show her and kind of reassure her of those things that I'm doing to like make sure that when I come in the house, that I'm trying to be as cautious as possible. So.
One thing I can tell you, Chris, is that my mom's a shopper. So when you took away the beach, which was what she thought she was going to be able to do, she thought she'd go shopping, and I think she got into hunting mode for toilet paper. And what she didn't understand is that, Mom, you're exposing yourself, but then you're bringing it back to my house. So, I think that disconnect there has to be really reinforced on a daily basis. But yeah, I mean, it's we're out there. We get to leave the house every day, or I get to leave the house every day, if you will. Not that it's a good thing, but then on the way home, you're kind of unraveling that. Okay, so now I'm going to go home and I'm going to wash my hands. Life as we know it has completely changed.
Mm-hmm.
That's for everybody, but it's come off, hands get washed, bags get left outside, you unpack the groceries, you wipe everything down, you put everything away. So, it's really changed.
Yeah, it was funny. The first day I came home after all this had happened, my daughter literally greeted me at the door with a Lysol can. And she's like, turn around, Daddy. And she's like, and then as soon as she got done with that, she's like, okay, now Mommy said you gotta wash your hands, and then like she took a Lysol wipe and then cleaned my phone. It was hilarious. So.
I would imagine, like, when you said it initially, I had a funny vision come to my mind, basically about how, when you guys get home, taking like a big bucket of soapy water or something and just having you put goggles on and just like throwing it right on you, scrubbing you down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting times. Sure.
I know. So, because I kind of chose like all different areas. Have you guys been out and been able to get supplies at any of your local grocery stores, such as like toilet paper, for instance?
No toilet paper. No.
Any luck anywhere?
No.
I think we had to lock it up in our facility just to make sure it didn't.
I bet. There's going to be like toilet paper pirates out there.
I know, it's crazy.
Well, good. Well, this has been awesome. Do you guys want to kind of go by one by one, and just kind of we'll give your little piece of advice that you want to leave everybody with, and then we'll kind of cut out from there. So, Shannon, why don't you start, Shannon?
Okay. One of the things that we did to really help with staffing was we identified that they were having problems with childcare. So we've been working with people on a one-on-one basis for their needs, and they've been doing kind of mom shares. And we've been flexing schedules so they're not losing time, and they have somebody that they know that's taking care of their child. So that's one thing that's really helped us with our staffing and having minimal call-offs.
That's a great idea.
Excellent.
Chris?
I think, right now, just, almost like on a daily basis, because everything is changing every day and everything seems to be like so uncertain. Like, it's like you almost have to like plug in the news, like what happened from today to tomorrow and the next day. And so I almost feel like, being able to be the stability, in your staff's life right now is important. So, so that at least maybe there's something that they can feel like is stable in their life. Because, really subconsciously, I think all of us like are creatures of habit, and I feel like, instead of us just changing to one new habit, I feel like almost on a daily basis, we're having to like modify our routine. And I think that can be it can destabilize people's home environments, which might make it more difficult in their work environments. And it's not like everyone just, in our world being an essential business or essential service, we can't just like stop,
Right.
So we have to like keep everything working and trying to keep it work, as smoothly as possible through all the changes that are happening. So
Yeah, just keep being adaptable.
Right.
Alicia?
So I think just be nice, let that person in front of you get into the lane that he wants to get into, answer the phone with a smile. I mean, just you have to be nice, and that's all. Just be nice.
I like it. Be kind, be nice. Noelle, can you hear us okay? Oh, I think Noelle's Wi-Fi is having, there you are.
Yeah, sorry, I keep losing you guys.
It's okay. Any last words of wisdom? Uh-oh. That's all right. I'll get it from her and we'll add it to the post. All right, and then the Windsor ladies, let me come back over to you. Any last words of wisdom?
Hey, Britt, can you hear me?
Yes.
Quick question. Explain, or have Chris explain the name of his community and what does he do? Did he mention daycare? I'm trying to take notes.
Yeah.
We would love to meet up with Chris and learn more of what his community is.
Absolutely. And you guys, I think, because there's a lot of people that have been jumping on and off, why don't we can start with Chris and then just go back one more time about where you are and what you offer at the community. So Chris, go right ahead.
Sure.
Okay.
My name's Chris. My wife Chelsea and I started Chelsea Place Senior Care back in 2011. We started out with assisted living, and then we opened up a senior daycare center, and then added the complimentary home care services, private duty home care. So we basically have those three services. We currently operate in Charlotte County and are opening more daycare locations. Obviously, everything with the coronavirus has kind of put some of our plans on hold until we can figure out what this looks like on the other side. But those are the three services that we offer.
Awesome. Shannon?
To go again?
Yeah. Just your community and what services you guys offer within.
Oh, okay. So we Inspired Living like the Ranch, and we do assisted living and memory care. Apparently I need memory care right now.
I'm sure you guys are all working way more than 40 hours these last weeks. So Noelle, is your audio working okay?
Yes, I can hear you. It's lagging a little bit, but.
So you're with Lexington Manor?
Yes, Lexington Manor. We're in Port Charlotte. We are assisted living, and just trying to keep our residents safe and happy and healthy. It's our main objective.
Absolutely. And Alicia?
So assisted living, Elmcroft of Bella Vita, and we are saying that we are open for business, and I do have availability.
Awesome. And then we'll end with Jan and Dana.
Hey, Brett.
We can hear you.
We are, okay. Awesome. Well, I'm outreach business development for the Windsor.
It's cutting out a little bit, but the Windsor of Lakewood Ranch.
And also for Reflections.
Mm-hmm.
And
so I think your audio, I don't know if you can hear me, Jan. I'm gonna
memory care.
I went ahead and
did you catch that? And we are open for business.
Okay. Sorry, this is our first time doing this, and I feel like truly like the Brady Bunch.
We are taking new residents in. And Dane and I are pearls of.
Okay. All right. So in case you didn't catch that, Jan, because it was broken up, but Jan and Dana are from the Windsor at Lakewood Ranch. And actually they offer assisted living, and then they have memory care, which is Windsor Reflections. And they have several other Windsor properties. One's in Venice. Donna couldn't join us today. She was going to. And then you have one in Bradenton, in this immediate area. So I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Again, this has been great, some great brainstorming. And if y'all will stay on the video for a moment, I'll go ahead and say goodbye on Facebook Live. So everybody wave goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for tuning in.